Good evening. Welcome to the Amelia G. Tapper Center for the Arts. My name is Jason Hedden. I'm the chair of Visual and Performing Arts here at Gulf Coast State College. I'm going to be your MC for the evening. It's my pleasure to welcome you this evening to Jazz for Vets. So Gulf Coast State College Foundation awards close to $1 million of scholarships to Gulf Coast State College students every year. Well, they've created a new fund, an emergency fund for military veterans, and we decided we'd like to help them raise some money for that cause. So that's why we're here tonight. We've got 3 ensembles that you're going to hear. The first is the Gulf Coast State College Jazz Ensemble, who's giving me some nice underscore right now. Appreciate that, John. They're in reverse order of your playbill. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll have Horn Stew, which is a local group. We'll take a 15-minute intermission and come back for our headliner, Chris Godber and Friends. I want to extend a special welcome to those of you that are watching locally on Channel 5 or 6, or those of you that are streaming it online on GCSCTV.com. Thank you so much to Commodore Productions for making that happen. I'd like to say thank you to the faculty and staff of Visual and Performing Arts and Business and Technology for all the behind the scenes to make tonight happen, as well as Tom Hoots, who's a volunteer extraordinaire here at the college. Special thank you to Dr. John Holdnack and the administration for everything they've done to make tonight possible. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce officially the Gulf Coast State College Jazz Ensemble, recently formed under the direction of Professor Christopher Rochester.
Hello. How are you guys doing tonight? Oh, that's good to hear. So, you might not have noticed we were having some issues with keys. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of buttons on that. We'll just leave it at that. Is it working now? It's a little loud. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. Cool. So I'm Chris Rochester. I am the new professor, adjunct professor here, working with the jazz band. This lovely group of people. Can you give them another round of applause? That song was Gotta Get You Into My Life, if you didn't figure that out. And this next song we're going to play is a tune called Blue Skies. I'll be back. So I play saxophone. So I'm going to play saxophone for you guys. Oh. Give it up for these guys.
Gulf Coast State College Jazz Ensemble. For a bit of perspective, this group formed in August. Thanks to Dr. Randall Haynes. We've had an instrumental program that's actually been dormant for about a decade. We've continued to have applied lessons, solo lessons in instruments, but we haven't had an instrumental ensemble. But Dr. Haynes came along, and he wanted to start a concert band last spring, and we did. And this fall, he said, I want to add a jazz ensemble, and we did. Unfortunately, he and his family had to move to South Carolina, but we were fortunate to find Chris Rochester, so I think we've done pretty good for ourselves, huh? We purposely kept the ticket prices really low so that anybody that wanted to come tonight could. But we would love, if you enjoy what you see tonight, as you go out for the intermission or after the show, put a little more cash in the jar there for some donations. We would love to add to the donation we're making to the Gulf Coast Foundation's new fund. The next group that's going to be coming out, I'm going to chat a little bit while they switch over, is a group called Horn Stew Jazz Ensemble. I first saw these folks, I think it was at Arts Alive last year, and I was pretty blown away. When I found out that most of them, well, they were all students at Mosley High School at the time, I was particularly impressed. I'm also a Mosley grad, and I was impressed by these folks. Now, 3 of them are Gulf Coast State College music majors, and 2 of them are still at Mosley High School. And some of them are on scholarship with us. Cody Carpenter here on trumpet. You see a little... Cody also plays with Panama City Pops. Thank you. A lot of these folks are part of Go Big or Go Home. You'll see Andrew and Austin and Cody and So-Yoon and some of these guys in bands all over town. So we feel that we're very fortunate that they're here with us. Tuesday night, February 7th at 6:30, we're having scholarship auditions in this very room for art, music, theater, and entertainment technology students. We've got this money through Gulf Coast State College Foundation that we'd love to give to some deserving students. So if you have folks in your life that you would like to see come be part of this program, help us spread the word. That's going to be Tuesday night at 6:30 in this space. They can get a hold of me here at the college. We've got a Facebook event. If you want to check in here when you go on a break and let people know you're here tonight, help us spread the word. All right? Are you guys all set, ready to go? All right, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, Horn Stew Jazz Ensemble.
I'm Andrew Tinch. This is the Horn Stew Jazz Ensemble. That was a tune, a great jazz standard called There Will Never Be Another You. The next tune will be another great standard by Duke Ellington entitled Take the A Train. By Billie Holiday. It was entitled God Bless the Child. The next tune we're going to do was a tune written by one of the greatest fusion bass players of all time, Jaco Pastorius, entitled The Chicken. Thank you. We're going to end a tune with an original of mine. I dedicate it to a place that that really is like, it's a great place. It's really where all these artists from all the county just come and just share their art. And it's called the Ghetto Palace. Me, Horn Stew, and Chris Godber have also been there, and it's run by Crook Stewart, who is probably the biggest advocate on keeping arts in Bay County, and we thank him for that. And so we dedicate this blues composition called Ghetto Palace Blues. Cody Carpenter, trumpet. Soyun Jung, saxophone. Jake Melvin on bass. Austin Sanders on drums. I'm Andrew Tinch. This is the Horn Stew Jazz Ensemble. Thank you. Good night.
I was never that cool in high school or college, and neither were you, and you know it. When people find out that I work at the College in Visual and Performing Arts, they say your job must be really fun. Getting to work with students like this, yeah, is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Congratulations, guys. Fantastic. We're going to take a 15-minute intermission now, and then we're going to come back with our headliner, Chris Godber and friends. As you go out into the lobby, you'll notice 2 tables, Gulf Coast tables. There's some CDs on there. Those are actually free. We have a recording studio here at Gulf Coast State College and a student record label. Those CDs were made over the last few years through that program. So take one as our gift to you, and if you'd like to throw in a donation for what we're raising money for tonight, that'd be fantastic. I would ask in the second half if you would refrain from photography and video. We've got high-definition robotic cameras filming this entire event. We're going to share the entire thing on YouTube with you. So I guarantee you our photos and video are going to be a lot better than anything you can take on your cell phone. So for the comfort of those around you, just enjoy the show, and you can watch it again later. Thanks so much. We'll see you in about 15 minutes. Welcome back. Before we start the second half, I'd like to ask if there's any veterans in the audience, if you would please stand so we could recognize you. Any veterans in the house? Thank you for your service. I'm also the son of a retired Navy man. It's the reason why we're in Panama City. My dad loved this duty station here so much that he retired here. He passed from service-related illness in 2003, but my mom and both my sisters went through Gulf Coast on his VA benefits. So this cause is near and dear to my heart, as I know it is many of yours. So thank you so much for being here. I'm now excited to introduce our headliner. Chris Godber actually has 2 degrees from Gulf Coast State College, but neither of them are in music, which is strange. So we had to get him back here. So we hope this is a first of many collaborations. We're very, very honored to have him here. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Godber and friends.
Thank you guys so much. How we doing? All right. So dark out there. I can't see you, but I know there's people out there because I just walked in. I walked in to check. Well, I'm so glad to be here with you guys. I am a graduate of Gulf Coast 2 times. I liked it so much I graduated twice. The last time was in 2009 with my respiratory therapy degree. So I am working part-time doing that and playing sax on the weekends. So it's a good gig. It's good. But again, we are so glad to be here for this occasion. You guys do look good, though. I walked in. I have to say, you guys look good. I might go so far as to say that you guys look beautiful. So I'll go ahead and put that out there. You know, the media, Hollywood, and People magazine, they've really kind of changed the persona of what beauty is and what it means here in pop culture. But I'm here to tell you it's more than skin deep. It's more than what's on the outside. It starts in here. And my Bible says that we were created in God's image. He created us, not Hollywood, thank God. Not People magazine, not Vogue, not Facebook. None of those sources that tell you that beauty comes from the outside, that you have to look a certain way. No, beauty's in here. So I'm telling you that you guys are all, each and every one of you, beautiful just the way you are. That was little Bruno Mars tune you guys might have recognized, Just the Way You Are. And one of the covers I have recorded. It's on one of the CDs out in the lobby. But this next one is one of my originals. If you guys listen to Watercolors XM Satellite Radio or Pandora, or even 106.3 The Sea Breeze, if you're close to Destin, you can hear this one being played quite a bit. It was a big hit for me last year, getting on the top 50 charts and staying there for the majority of the year. And so I'm very happy with this song. My buddy Caleb over here on the keys and I wrote this song together, and this is a song that you guys can just chill out to and sit back and relax. This is literally called Chill. Thank you so much. I think I've already sweated out half this bottle of water already. Well, again, I want to thank the veterans in here. I know he already had you stand, but I would just definitely want to recognize you. This is what tonight's about for sure. My dad was Air Force for 20 years, and when I was a young lad, we lived in Germany, a little town that was the base we were stationed at was Bitburg. It's since closed down, but we lived off base in the center of Germany, a little town called Eisenach. It was a neat experience. We had it was very country where we lived, and we had cows across the street, German landlords, and it was just a neat experience. And because of that, we only had one channel on the TV that we picked up. So anybody that's good at watching TV knows one channel is just not a lot. So most of our entertainment actually came from music, and we listened to a lot of different styles of music. But, I grew up in a Christian home, so the Christian contemporary music scene wasn't what it is today. Some of the heavy hitters were Michael W. Smith and Stephen Curtis Chapman and Amy Grant back when she was singing Christian music. And there was a trumpet player by the name of Phil Driscoll, and then there was a particular sax player my folks like to listen to a lot. He was getting real popular in the 80s, a guy named Kenny G. Anybody ever heard of that guy? So he made me want to play the saxophone, and so I listened to a lot of that. I loved the way the sax sounded, and by the time I got to middle school, we were back in the States. I was living in Charleston, South Carolina at that time. And middle school was the time that most people pick up saxophone. And I wanted to join the band, and my doctors told me I couldn't play the saxophone because of my asthma. Now, I've had asthma all my life. I was the kid with the inhaler, and couldn't do PE in a lot of sports. And being tired of told what I couldn't do, I thought surely sitting down with a saxophone would be, my cup of tea. But they just thought it would exacerbate my symptoms, all the positive pressure and resistance it takes to blow one of these. And there's a lot of buttons, it's hard anyway. But they just really kept trying to discourage me and tell me, not to do it and to do something else. But that's really what I wanted to do. And, sometimes when somebody tells you can't do something, what's it want to make you do? Try harder, do it anyway, prove them wrong. So I kind of had that going for me. And so my parents got me an alto saxophone. And I started... And August 25th, 1997, I know it very well. It's my first day of 6th grade. It was also my mom's birthday, so I can remember it. But I started 6th grade, and it's really hard to play one of these. And when you have asthma, it's even a lot harder to play one of these. So I felt like the odds were stacked against me, so to speak. But what I did is I gave the saxophone, my playing, and my asthma over to God. And I asked him to bless it and to anoint it, and that he would play through me and give me the strength to do that. Because unless the Lord buildeth the house, the laborers laboreth in vain. So I asked him to help me out, and I've been playing ever since. So 6th grade was really hard. By the time I got to 8th grade, I was the first chair sax player in my band. I was also the only sax player in my band. It was kind of small by that time, but we had a lot of fun. I've been playing ever since, and actually that was my last lesson, so to speak, was 8th grade. I'm self-taught the rest of the way through the School of Hard Knocks, because when we moved back here to Panama City, and when my dad retired, you go to high school. I went to Rutherford, and the guidance counselor says, what do you want to do when you grow up? And of course, by 9th grade, you're supposed to have the rest of your life figured out. You're supposed to totally have a career plan and know what you're going to do for sure. So I thought military was for me. I wanted to be like my dad. And so they said, well, you got to do ROTC then. That's a good game plan to see if you like it. And so I did ROTC, but you couldn't do band and ROTC at the time. It was one or the other. So I did ROTC for 3 years just to find out that you can't go in the military with asthma. So that would have been good to know. But the whole time I'd been playing sax at my church, so God knows what he's doing. And so I've been playing and learning how to play by ear and ad-lib and write my own music by doing that. And so I learned a different way than I probably would have learned in band, and I did not put the horn down. I kept my chops up, and I've been playing ever since. So I just want to, again, thank all the veterans, because, again, my dad was a vet, and if it weren't for the military putting us where we were, I probably would have never picked up saxophone anyway. So I have a lot to be thankful for with that, and give God all the glory for ordering our steps. So this is a little song I want to play for you guys may recognize as Amazing Grace. Here real quick. Starting to your right, my buddy on the keyboards, Mr. Caleb Middleton. Give it up for Caleb. Directly behind him, holding it down on the bass, a veteran himself, Mr. Lou Allen. Hold it back on the drums, Mr. Wesley Best. last but certainly not least, also a veteran, Mr. Lowell Hopper on guitar. You guys having fun tonight? All right. Got time for another one? Well, this is my first radio single off of my latest project, and this was the first one to get worldwide radio airplay at the end of 2015 when the CD released. And this one hit number 6 on some of the jazz charts that year, and this is simply titled Rain. So if you like what if you heard tonight, please come out. I got some CDs on the back table, and I'll be out there shortly after the show. And this song is off my latest album called Starting Over. And also there's some donation buckets on the way out as well for the Veterans Emergency Fund. So please sow into that as well. And I'd be glad to meet you guys after the show. I've had a great time, and this is called Rain. I don't know. You guys got one more in them? You guys think they got one more in them? I don't know. You guys haven't had enough yet? Just want to make sure it's not past anybody's bedtime or anything. We had like 45 minutes. I don't want to stretch it and make anybody mad. They're not throwing tomatoes at us yet, so maybe we're okay. We'll do one more for you guys. This is the last song on the record. It's simply titled, I like these one-word titles in case you haven't noticed. When I go to name a song, it's hard to name instrumental music. It really is. So I try to be deep and all, but then I end up coming just with this one-word title. This one is called Courageous. And it has a lot of meanings, and to different people it means different things. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys have had a great time tonight. Again, this is the last CD on the record. This is our last song of the evening. We're gonna have some fun with it. That'll be okay. God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you again at another event. Take it easy. I'll see you guys outside just after this. We've had a great time. I hope you guys have too. God bless you guys.
Congratulations. Thanks, man. Folks, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. A great night of music for a great cause. I replenished the free CDs out there from the Boundless Sounds, the Gulf Coast State College recording studio. Help yourself, our gift to you. If you'd like to make another donation, we'd appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. Drive safe. Give us some love on social media if you enjoyed yourself tonight. And we're getting ready to register for Session C classes here at Gulf Coast State College. Give me a call. I can help you out. Good night, folks. Thanks so much.